All right, everyone, get ready, because today we're taking a deep dive into the work of visual artist Steve Bennett. And I gotta say, this one's really got me intrigued.
Oh, yeah. What is it about Steve Bennett that makes him stand out to you?
Well, we've gone through a lot of sources about this guy, and it's not just about the art itself, it's more about the journey.
Yeah.
He's got this fascinating blend of like Harvard brain power and then this real tech-savvy side, almost like he's bridging these completely different worlds.
It's true. You look at his background, and you've got this deep dive into East Asian culture he studied at Harvard, by the way, but then he doesn't shy away from technology either. That, like, those two things, ancient traditions and the cutting edge, they're always talking to each other in his work.
Yeah, it's wild. And don't think this is some newbie just hitting the scene. We're talking about a career going all the way back to the 80s.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just him, like, sketching in a notebook all that time. Author, journalist, even a consultant. I mean, his resume reads like, how does that lead to the art he's making now? You know what I mean?
It definitely suggests a mind that likes to connect things, ideas that at first glance might seem totally unrelated. And when you check out his LinkedIn, it's like, boom, there it is again. Photography, fine art, visual arts. It's like he's fluent in a bunch of different visual languages.
Totally. Okay, so imagine this.
Yeah.
You wander into this art gallery,
Yeah.
right? Maybe feeling a little out of your depth. And then, bam, this one piece just grabs you. That's the feeling I got when I read how Bennett describes his own art. He talks about evoking, like, comfort and peace in healthcare settings, but also energizing corporate spaces. How does someone even do that? It's like he's a chameleon, but with, like, deeper meaning.
Right. And that's where those alternate realities he creates come in. Take his piece Urban Oasis, for example. Imagine a classic, serene Japanese garden. You've got your mossy stones, your delicate bamboo, all that. But then woven into it all, almost hidden in the leaves, you see these shimmering, almost digital lines, like circuitry. It's not just a pretty picture. It's about making you rethink the relationship between nature and technology.
Whoa, yeah, I can see it now. And it really makes you think about, like, the setting, right? That peaceful garden, it might bring a sense of calm to a stressed out patient in a hospital, but that same peace with the tech element, it might give a jolt of energy to a corporate office.
Exactly. And it goes deeper than just matching the vibe of the room. It's about evoking a feeling, a response from the viewer.
For sure. And get this, we haven't even talked about the materials he uses, like dye sublimation on aluminum. It's not your typical canvas and paint situation.
Right. And that choice, the materials, it all adds another layer to the art, wouldn't you say? How the light hits it, the textures, it's all part of the experience.
Absolutely. This guy's thinking about every single detail, from concept
Yeah.
to like the actual physical experience of the art. And oh, speaking of pushing boundaries, he's involved with NFTs too.
Which, again, speaks to that blend of old and new. It's really interesting to see someone with his background in traditional art forms embracing NFTs. It's like
Right.
he's not just jumping on the bandwagon, he's exploring, how can this new technology change the way we experience art? How can it connect with what he's already doing?
It's wild, right? It's like he's taking everything, all those cultural influences, the tech, the different art forms, and it's all swirling together in his work.
It's true. It's what makes Steve Bennett so fascinating to explore. This is an artist who's really challenging us to think about what art can be, where it can exist, and how we experience it. He's creating these alternate realities, these blends of technology, culture, and art that make you see the world in a new way. And that's exciting.
It really is. Well, folks, there you have it, our deep dive into the world of Steve Bennett. If this conversation has piqued your curiosity, I encourage you to seek out his work and experience his unique vision for yourself. You might be surprised at what you discover.
You just might.